You're listening to the Watercooler Edit with Rich and Eman.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Watercooler Edit with my Bayut, hosted by myself Eman and Richard.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm excited to get started. We are actually going to be talking about certain mega projects in Dubai that are going to be transforming Dubai skyline.
So it's good, it's going to be exciting. There's a lot to delve into.
Exactly, and we're going to be talking about projects that you've heard of and a few new ones as well. So let's get started. So we're actually going to be talking about projects that aren't just going to be transforming the Dubai skyline, but also their coastline, the waters, everything that basically covers the city. And one of the projects that I actually want to talk about is Garth Woods. So this is something that Majid Al Fatem has launched recently and is actually going to be the first forest living community in Dubai.
Really?
Yes.
What, people living in trees and stuff?
Things like that. That's what the renders are showing. So it's actually going to be home to 7,000 homes
Yikes.
that they're launching in 8 phases from now until 2031.
This is interesting. It's a very interesting concept. I've seen a little bit of the artwork as well, and it's something. It reminds me of Endor from Return of. I shouldn't say that. Sorry, I was about to do a Star Wars reference.
Yeah. So actually, in this community, there's going to be a mix of apartments and villas.
Nice.
And as per listings advertised on Bayut, the starting price for off-plan apartments for sale is 81.3 million.
That's quite impressive. Do we know a rough timescale at all on when?
It's supposed to be handed over 2027 onwards.
Okay, so it like phased. Well, look, I think it's going to be very interesting to see. I suppose, like, what's the closest that Al Barari is kind of maybe a similar type of thing, but maybe this is taking it to the next level.
Yeah,
right?
and I think this is the first time we'll have like eco-living established within this kind of forest environment. So I think that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start. That is, and to be honest with you, before we started researching for this podcast, I didn't actually know that much about this project, so it's a newbie for me. Okay. Guys, check it out. I think it's going to be, it's the first in the exciting list that we have today, right?
So if I've brought up a newbie, Richard, do you have an oldie?
An oldie. Which one shall I go with? I'll go with Jebel Ali Beach. Okay, so this is going to be quite extensive, right? We're talking about 6.6 kilometers of beach, which is hearty. 5 kilometers of that is going to be a sandy beach developed by Nakheel, right? With all your kind of standard things, water sports, etc., and all the rest of it. But 1.6 kilometers of it is going to be developed by Dubai municipality, which is going to be essentially mangroves.
So it's like a blend of modern beach and then the traditional mangroves that exist in this region.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And they're going to have a turtle rehabilitation center. Cute. Yeah, so you can see turtles in their natural environment. Which would be kind of nice. But this is going to be really, I mean, if you think of 6.6 kilometers, it's all part of, within the 2040 Dubai Urban Master Plan, they want to increase the length of the beaches in Dubai by 400% when you total them all together, by 400%. So this is quite a major part of that particular target, right? So it's going to be, I mean, the biggest beach in Dubai, and it's going to be something, when we say shaping the coastline, this very much falls into that category, you know.
So sustainability is something that is very key, right, to the real estate economy that exists in this region, and in general for all of these urban plans and all of these 2033 economic visions and things like that. Sustainability is really tied into it. So one project really caught my eye, which is Dubai Reefs.
Yep.
And again, that's also preserving the traditional heritage that we have with the maritime industry in Dubai and the UAE, right? This is actually going to be the world's largest reef. Again, it also has to break the records.
Yeah,
right?
It always has to break the records. That's what we do here, is record breaking. You know,
even with the sustainable.
I'm sure Guinness, the Guinness Book of World Records, I'm sure their head office has got to be in Dubai now, right?
It has to be.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the world's largest marine conservation initiative as well. It's going to have 1 billion coral. It's going to have 100 million mangrove trees. And it's basically just going to be a hub for not just research and not just, hospitality and residential and retail, but a lot of ecotourism as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot planned there. So this is by a master developer called Herb, which I think is such a nice name. It's so fun to say.
I've got those on one of my. We're going to come back round to them, actually. Yeah, no, you carry on.
So yeah, the whole goal here is just to strengthen the city's maritime ecosystem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to put a focus on sustainability. So I think that's going to be a really exciting project. They haven't shared a lot of details yet, but I think the scale of it is going to be massive. It's going to actually bring 30,000 jobs to Dubai. So it's going to be spread across those industries that I mentioned. So research, retail, hospitality, residential, and ecotourism.
Yeah, I mean 30,000. That's certainly certainly not an insignificant number, right? So that's a fantastic thing. And speaking of Herb, another one of their projects that they're currently working on is Dubai Mangroves.
Yes.
Right. So they're also working on the Loop. Are we coming to the Loop later on? We might have a little bit of a mention of the Loop.
Maybe.
Huh? Yeah. Okay. We'll see. But so Dubai Mangroves, you're talking 100 million mangrove trees across 72. He's looking at his notes here, but it's a lot to remember, guys. 72 kilometers of coastline, right? So it's going to have a mangrove visitor hub, a botanical museum, a nature reserve, conservation centre. Again, factors, ecotourism, and all that. They're doing like a pilot phase of it at the moment. So in 6 locations, they're kind of testing out. So those 6 locations are Jebel Ali Beach, the aforementioned Jebel Ali Beach, Dubai Marina Beach, Jumeirah Public Beach, Sakim Beach, Makato Beach, and Dubai Islands Beach. So they're kind of pilot studies they're doing there. So this is still in, I would say, the early stages of development. But coming back to Herb, right? So they're actually based here in
D3.
Yeah, in D3, where we're shooting right now, guys. And I'll read you just a little bit of copywriting about them. So basically, they are a global leader in developing sustainable cities with a sense of purpose to accelerate the world's transition towards net zero developments. So that pretty much, well, it does what it says on the tin, right? You can see what these guys are very much focused on. And you can see from their project here, you've obviously mentioned Dubai Reefs. I'm talking about Dubai Mangroves. You've got the Loop as well. If you check out their website, there's other similar type projects on there. So it's all, as we say, headed towards that kind of net zero, eco-friendly, sustainable kind of projects, which are, I mean, there's some big ones on the horizon, which are literally going to change the coastline and a lot more of Dubai, right?
Yeah, so, exactly.
That's my number 2. Right?
And I think to expand on what Richard said, I kind of want to talk about all of the property mega projects, right? I mean, now, honestly speaking, with the way launches are, it's so common to be like, oh, okay, we're just getting like, the next world's tower or the second largest tower or, the most sustainable building or all of these sort of metrics that it's like, yeah, this is just normal. This is just how it is.
Yep. 101 floors, 102 floors, 103 floors. Yes, we've been down that road. Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting to see what's coming up when it comes to the property lens. And when we mean mega projects in Dubai, these actually are proper mega projects. It's not just some random building that has a bunch of amenities. It is the building that has all of the amenities.
Yeah.
So the first one I'm going to talk about is Burj Azizi. So this is actually currently being built on Sheikh Zayed. You can see it go up. It's supposed to be the second tallest tower in the world. So we'll have Burj Khalifa and then we'll have Burj Azizi. So this is supposed to be complete in 2028.
Okay.
It's supposed to have a 7-star hotel within it.
Yikes. Would that be the world's second 7-star hotel? Or maybe there's more now, actually.
So the thing is, 7-star as a hotel classification doesn't exist. It's just something that the Burj Al Arab and Emirates Palace have given to themselves.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been unofficially adopted when you're literally a league above 5-star, but officially...
5-star is officially the top, but if you're kind of in that next echelon of quality and luxury, you kind of go into the 7-star territory. And this is in the 7-star territory.
So this is, yes, it's going to have a 7-star hotel. It's going to have a vertical mall. Also going to be having high-end amenities expected and luxury residences. So these are actually quite expensive, as one would expect.
You shocked me. You shocked me.
So at launch, prices were ranging at about 7.5 million for a 1-bed. They've slightly come down as of now because it's off plan. So prices as per listings on Bayut start at 6.5 million for a 1-bed.
Oh, they come down. So that's just brought them into my price range. Excellent.
The next one on the list is actually Al Wasl Tower. So this is also on Sheikh Zayed Road. I've actually watched this building come up, and the facade is amazing. So it is the world's leading sustainable tower. What's interesting about this one is it's actually a fully commercial tower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a fully commercial tower. It's also going to be having a spa. It's also going to be home to the 5-star hotel Mandarin Oriental. They're going to be opening a branch in downtown Dubai in Al Wasl Tower. So Al Wasl Tower is also the world's, the region's tallest like ceramic facade. What they've done is
What
basically...
on earth does that mean?
So the covering of the building that gives it that unique look is also what regulates the temperature. They've done like a marvel of engineering for this building itself to have the whole building covered in that ceramic facade.
So it's going to control the temperature of the building, essentially.
Because it has reflective glazing and it has cooling properties.
I mean, presumably there still will be some AC in there. This is Dubai.
No, there will be.
Yeah.
But still, I found that so interesting. So
it is interesting.
It's also said to be one of the tallest buildings in the city. So it does enter that list as well. And then it has the ceramic glazing and, facade.
I think that's the thing with some of these projects. It's the innovation, the engineering innovation, that when you actually get into the detail of it, it's kind of like jaw-dropping, to be honest.
Exactly. So many industry firsts, so many different kind of barriers that they're breaking. And then obviously the competition here is so intense because there's so many buildings, there's so many mega projects, there's so many developers.
Yeah.
You really have to go above and beyond.
Yeah, you've got to make your mega project extremely special. Otherwise, the next mega project is going to make your mega project not look that special. Well, they're all special, but you know what I mean? It's all relative, right? So, excited. Have you got any more on there?
I do. I have one more. So
Hit me
the
with it.
Dubai Creek Tower was another mega project that was launched. And then there wasn't a lot of news about it. It is expected to be, it's described online as the female Burj Khalifa. I am concerned and curious in both ways to understand what that means.
I think, yes. I think we all are, actually. Yes.
So there are actually no news on the dates of when this is actually going to happen. They've just said that construction has resumed. It is going to be a potentially mega tower.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is actually it's going to have its own spectacle around
its own atmosphere.
So similar to how Burj Khalifa has, the dancing fountain and the Souk al-Bahar area, they're going to actually create its own entertainment show, which is going to be a unique blend of water, fire, and color.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of cool. Water, fire, and color.
Exactly.
You're covering quite a lot there as well, actually. But so it's going to be almost like you say, with Souk al-Bahar and all that around the Burj Khalifa. It's kind of, it's not just the tower itself. It's
the area.
It's the complete area. So this is going to be a similar kind of concept, right? And I'd imagine equally as spectacular, or almost equally as spectacular height-wise.
Yes, exactly. So those are all of my property mega projects.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, shall I move on to my third and final?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to hit up the Dubai Islands, right? The artist formerly known as Dira Islands, yeah. Right, so they changed the name this is Nikhil, the developer is Nikhil. They changed the name in August 2022. It's going to comprise 5 islands, right? And each island is going to have almost like a cultural hub, right? So one of these islands is going to be more culture-based. One will be more beachy, urban. Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops, like the themes within each island. And you're looking at, this is a whopping number coming up. You ready for this?
Yeah.
80 resorts and hotels by completion.
It already has a few on there as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
because it's a very popular pet-friendly destination, the Dubai Islands.
Yeah, the pet friendly thing definitely works, doesn't it? If you ever go to Palm West Beach as well, that's on the little kind of boulevard there. It's
And what's
it's
sad
like
is,
Crufts. Do you know
yeah,
Crufts? Like
and they don't even have that much space, Palm West Beach. It's very crowded. So obviously it shows that, more developments like that are needed.
Yeah. And build them and the people will come.
Oh,
Yeah. You're going to have the Rixos Hotel and residences there as well. But I just think it's going to be interesting because it's a project that's obviously already reasonably well established, but isn't at completion yet.
Yep.
We'll see that evolution, and to see it when it reaches, as much as anything ever can reach completion, because obviously things start to get redeveloped and all the rest of it. I think it's going to be pretty special, and a location that will attract visitors aplenty as well as residents aplenty, I think.
It's been a really high-profile project as well, because it was paused and then restarted and then paused and then restarted again, and now it's actually finally developing, and there's more coming up on there.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely in full swing now.
Yeah, and you have celebrities, buying houses and things like that, and that.
Should we name some celebs? Who's bought some? Who have we got anyone?
I know Shah Rukh Khan, the Bollywood celebrity, has a house there.
Nice.
I think Victoria and David Beckham have bought one as well. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, they had one on the Palm when it first.
They had,
Yeah. Dubai Islands. So yeah, that's a good one. Check it out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's interesting that you're talking about how things are always redeveloping or revamping, etc. here. And I think we're gonna quickly just run through a few expected revamps that are coming into the region, right? Etihad Rail is one that's really taking off. They just ran their pilot test from Fujairah to Abu Dhabi, so that's coming up to connect all of the Emirates.
And they announced when the first passenger trains will be coming into. We'll put it up when it is, guys. I think it's 2026 or early 2027, I believe.
Okay, so in the next couple of years, that's going to come up.
Yeah.
Then you have the redeveloping of obviously Palm Jebel Ali, another project that was paused and then restarted, and literally it's insane. All of the phases are being selling out as soon as it launches. It's going to be home to 35,000 families by the end. When construction is fully complete, it's going to add 110 kilometers to Dubai's coastline.
Yikes.
Yep.
Well, that will certainly help with the increase in the beach coastline by 400% as the master plan, as we were talking about earlier on, right? So the thing that blows me away about Palm Jebel Ali is the scale, right? It's over two times the size
of Palm
Jumeirah. I mean, and it's not a spoiler to say the Palm Jumeirah ain't small.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's just like, I was up the view at like Nikhil Mall. You can go up, and I love going up there actually, especially if you go to the very top part. And you look at the Palm, and the Palm is epic. Like the Palm Jumeirah is epic. You see something twice that size. I mean, yowzers.
Yep. And that's what Dubai does, right? It takes everything, it makes it bigger, it makes it better. Airport is the prime example. Obviously, one of the world's busiest airports. They're going to be making it the world's largest airport as well by moving everything to Al Maktoum, which anyway was massive. They're going to expand it now. 10 years later, all of the flights are going to be going out from there. You have iconic tourist destinations like the Dubai Mall, right? That is getting an 1.5 billion dirham expansion, which already, that mall, it's like a maze. You go in, you're not getting out. Or you go in to get out.
Yes, yes, this is a fair point. And time, because you're in there, you just like, I don't know if it's a lack
of... It's relative there.
Yeah, you kind of lose time as soon as you go in there, right? Because it's like a maze. I mean, it's just because of the sheer scale, right? And it's going to be even bigger. So
they're going to be 240 new stores, and they're going to completely revamp the outside facade. The outside facade is going to be completely changed.
Really? Wow.
Yes. So it's going to be even more luxury than it is now.
Yikes. That's saying something. So how big would the Lego store be in there?
I have no idea. They already have 2 in that mall.
Have we got 2 there? Wow. Maybe they're just going to have one Uber store,
Maybe.
over 4 levels.
But yeah, 240 new stores are coming up to Dubai Mall. And that's just the more tourist, luxury side of things. The beaches have not been left out. Like you said, Richard, they're actually going to be redeveloping 2 more beaches. So Al Mamzar Beach and Jumeirah Public Beach are going to be redeveloped completely. So that's an AD 355 million upgrade. So they're going to have a lot of like cafes, water decks, observation decks, and something that sounds really cool, which is a floating pedestrian bridge. I assume it'll be something similar to what connects Blue Waters and JBR, just more pedestrian friendly and more like beachy.
A floating pedestrian bridge. Yikes. Presumably doesn't start rocking with the tide.
Yes, they'll have to figure that out. And I think the last mention. So when I was very
roll. We need a drum roll here.
No, there's no drum roll. I think every single person in the world has heard this news. So when I was young, there were always rumors that Dubai would be getting a Disney resort or a Disneyland or something of that sort. And we've all heard that that's coming up in Abu Dhabi. So that was, in my opinion, a project that was stopped and now restarted on a massive scale. What I think is very curious is everybody is saying Disneyland. All of the official reports have said a Disney resort. Bob Iger, during one of the press conferences, when they actually announced it, in that video, he said Disneyland, and people are just running with it. So I'm still not sure if we're getting a Disney resort or if we're getting a Disneyland. Whatever it is, that is coming. That is going to be not a mega project. That's going to be a magical project.
Obviously, Disney magic.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Is it possible it's going to be both, right? Basically, a Disney resort and a Disney park wrapped into it. Because if you go to the one in like Florida or whatever, you've got the resorts around, right? So you've got the various parks. It's not just the one park. It's not just Magic Kingdom. You've got Epcot and all the rest of it.
California is the same way. Tokyo is the same way. They have Disneyland Tokyo, and then they also have the Disney Sea Resort. So it could be that we're getting both.
Yeah, I'm so interested by this project, right? I'm also interested by, presumably, some of it's going to have to be inside, right?
It's actually going to be the first Disneyland/resort that's going to be fully indoors.
Fully indoors?
Fully indoors.
Okay, because otherwise you'd be having to close it for 4 months a year, which is maybe.
So I think that's going to be really exciting, and that is one of, I would say, the big announcements that have come out this year.
Do you know what I was really pleased about? Just one final point on the Disney park. I'm a bit of a Disney geek. I apologise, guys, but it is actually being designed by the Disney Imagineers, right? And if you know who the Imagineers are, they're kind of legendary, right? And they do all the rides and everything like that, and it's really
all of the storytelling. They decide on all of the little like Easter eggs and all of the themes and things like that.
Yeah.
To keep in mind, and also at the same time they're balancing all of the engineering aspects, so how safe it is, how thrilling is it supposed to be, all of those kind of things.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's just, I've watched the series on there. I said I'm a geek, but I've watched the series on the Imagineers, right? And these are just ridiculously creative and talented people, and to know that they're actually going to be it's going to be a project, basically the design side of it with them. Happy days. I mean, magic days. I mean.
The only request I have is, because it's going to be taking place in Abu Dhabi, the central castle that they have, I would personally like it for it to be Jasmine's Agrabah Palace. And not a traditional Cinderella Sleeping Beauty castle that they have in the other parks.
So more of a kind of...
not more of. It needs to be.
So basically, the kind of the more kind of Arabic looking.
No. It needs to be Agrabah specifically. It needs to be Jasmine's castle.
Exact castle is what you're saying. So yeah. Okay.
They don't make something that kind of looks like Sleeping Beauty's castle. They give you Sleeping Beauty's castle. They should give us Jasmine's castle.
Well, it has to be Jasmine's castle, with her coming out and on the balcony and the parade, everything. Yeah, with Tinkerbell coming down from the top of the thing. I agree with you. Why not? Huh?
Why not?
Yeah. So the Imagineers need to get on that.
Yes.
Yeah. But look, I mean, it's a huge deal. The first Disney park in the region. This is huge stuff. And as far as mega projects go, there's quite a few of them, but that certainly falls into that category, right?
Exactly. So that brings us to the end of this list. We've talked about a lot of projects, but after all, this is Dubai, this is the UAE. There's always lots more happening. So if you want more information on any of the projects that Richard and I have discussed today, you can take a look at that on Bayut.com/mybayut. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.
You're listening to the Watercooler Edit with Rich and Eman.